Hi, my name is Mitzi Cortez, and for my topic, I will be focusing on preventing salmonella outbreaks in production plants. Step 1. Gather background information. Salmonella is bacteria that is found in the intestinal tract of animals and can contaminate foods such as chicken, different types of meat, produce, and nuts if it comes into contact with the contaminated feces. It will then produce food poisoning symptoms such as severe abdominal pains, fever, and diarrhea. In my specific case, there was a multi state outbreak of the Salmonella Tennessee infection, which was found in peanut butter, specifically Peter Pan peanut butter and Great Value peanut butter. Once consumers ate the infected peanut butter, they experienced severe symptoms of diarrhea, fever, and abdominal pain. A total of 44 states were infected. Step 2. Analyze the current situation. Once analyzing the outbreak, the disease led back to a single facility in Georgia, where both brands of peanut butter were produced. Before investigating the plant, the facility decided to close down, making it a bit suspicious, and afterwards, cases decreased by a lot. For my SWOT analysis, a strength in my case would be that the FDA quickly responded to the outbreak and immediately declared Product Code 2111 to the public to stop consuming Peter Pan and Great Value peanut butter. As a weakness, the FDA are also at fault because, yes, they were quick to respond once there was an outbreak, but the main concern should have been towards preventing the outbreak and properly surveillancing the facility during production. For opportunities, after this case, they started a site investigation to determine the cause for contamination, and there was more surveillance on production facilities to make sure sanitation procedures were being followed as well as the cleaning of the machinery. Lastly, for threats, there is no vaccine to prevent foodborne illnesses, and so careful inspection must be followed, especially since there is such an enormous population to feed. Huge quantities of food must be produced, but even if one shipment is contaminated, it can infect millions of consumers. Step 3. Prioritize core issues. In 2007, a total of 425 individuals who consumed Peter Pan and Great Value peanut butter were infected with salmonella. After investigations, many factors played into the role of the contamination. Peanuts could be contaminated with salmonella during the growth, harvest, or storage phase. Salmonella can enter the food processing plants through raw agricultural products, water, animals, humans, etc. The bacteria can survive in heat, high fat, and low water activity, and the heat of grinding and miling peanuts can enhance bacteria, and the fact that it was manufactured over the summer did not help. And salmonella can live in peanut butter for up to 6 months. In this case, the environmental contamination made the issue worse in the facility. Step 4. Analyze alternatives. Health belief model can benefit in behavioral changes of employees at processing facilities and at home. Approach number 1. Facility. A tolerance policy was created so that if a salmonella was discovered, the site would face immediate consequences. This is crucial considering there is no vaccines for the foodborne illness and it's important to diminish exposure. To protect sites from developing contaminated foods, supervisors as well as employees should be aware of consequences to foodborne illnesses in the facility and follow guidelines to diminish outbreaks such as hand washing, supervisor checkups, and constant inspections. Since this policy, there has been reduced salmonella cases. Approach number 2. Behavior changes from the consumer that can be from home. It is important that the consumer is educated and has the proper knowledge about foodborne illness. Consumers shouldn't rely on what the companies tell them. They should do research on the products that they consume, and they should practice safe food preparing strategies to kill pathogens. Step 5. Provide recommendations. One recommendation would have to be for several inspections at facilities by the FDA to make sure they meet all health inspections, food handling, as well as how well the facility is being maintained in cleanliness and sanitation of machines and employees. Make sure facility has the proper tools, machines, cleaning materials, and health precautions needed to run efficiently and meeting all health needs. Second recommendation is to include proper training to employees to make sure they are handling food and machines correctly, and have specific times when employees are observed and evaluated on food handling. Step 6. Establish an action plan. Irradiation is very beneficial in the way that it helps reduce bacteria contamination, and this helps allow for a longer shelf life for products once they are in stores. Also, facilities have created info sheets, which is a tool to promote food safety culture. This alerts companies of outbreaks to foodborne illness and informs of consequences to improper food handling behaviors. This is displayed in the visible areas for all employees. After a while, they observed employee through video and noticed increased health behaviors such as increased employee hand washing. Lastly, there is this risk reduction daily policy, which enforces transparency between the organization and the public. This increases trust and allows for video cameras to be installed where USDA can audit anytime. And they started buying ingredients and products from reliable suppliers. Step 7. Opinion. In order to decrease foodborne illness like salmonella, in my opinion, companies should minimize buying produce, meat, and ingredients that are imported because different countries have different food regulations and regulations, and this increases the risk for food to develop a disease. My second opinion would be for every product on the shelf to provide consumers with detailed description of where ingredients came from, know how it was produced, and the best care to keep product fresh and far from developing bacteria.